welcome to the Intuitive Messenger channel. I am Mitchell, and this is my interview series with Melissa Cynova. Did I say it right? Cynova.
No, you didn't. Cynova.
I said it wrong.
That's all right.
And I won't show the book yet, but it's right here. It's right here. So, hello, Melissa. How are you doing?
Hi, sweetheart. I am great. How are you?
I am well. So I am so excited to connect with you again, because we only briefly connect, and I'll let you share some of that in just a moment. I'm at the Reader Studio this past April, but I wanted to share you and this main book with the people that watch me and let people see you even more out there. So tell us, I love to ask just about 5 questions. So first of all,
okay.
Who are you? Who are you?
My name is Melissa Cynova, and I have a business called Little Fox Tarot, and I've been doing tarot readings since I was 14, which was a very long time ago, almost 30 years. And I also teach. I only started teaching about 10 years ago, which I think is really interesting because I didn't feel like I was qualified enough to teach, even though I'd been doing it for so long. And then, as you call it, spirit kind of smacked me in the back of the head and was like, excuse me? Yes, you are. So I'm a reader and I'm a teacher. And on my business card, it says reader, because that's what I do. And I tell stories.
Very nice.
I tell, I help people try to figure out where they are in their narrative, because when you're in the maze, it's really hard to see anything but the big green walls, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard to navigate when you're in it, and I have, a good view of the maze, so I can help people get through it.
Well, I forgot to tell everybody, if there are small children in the room, there may be cussing today. So so I often take on a little bit of the energy of the person I'm working with, and I know Melissa's mouth.
I do swear a little bit.
And I want to say I love the imagery of the maze, because for me, when I get those clients who come to me and they're what I call crisis mode, I said, all I've got to offer you right now is a glass of water, and that's not going to put your fire out. I said, first of all, I want you to learn when the spark is just tiny. And that's when you put it out so it doesn't become a burning flame, because sometimes you have to let that burning flame burn out. But I love the image of the maze, because it's like you can see a higher view of what crap they're going through. Yeah. So beautiful.
So I'm a navigator.
Oh, perfect. And that's one of my, this is why we like each other so much. That's my tagline on so many things, navigating you to a higher vibration.
Nice.
I love the word navigator, navigation.
Mine is more like navigating you to leaving that asshole and finding somebody who would be really a good fit for you, or maybe taking care of yourself first, right?
Oh, I love it.
So that's kind of my navigation skills.
So you kind of already told us a little bit about what you do, what you sell, and who you are. Is there anything else you want to tell about, like, the type of work that you do? I'm
an author too. I totally forgot that. My first book just came out last month, and I'm really excited about it. Oh, and there it is. It's called Kitchen Table Tarot.
Are we going there?
Yeah. We're doing it.
So I gotta put it right in the middle.
This is my book. And she's as yet unnamed, but she is a bucket of sass. I asked for the cover. I said I want somebody with curves and tattoos and a bunch of sass. And they put curves and they put sass. No tattoos, though. But I think Llewellyn did a great job with that cover. So I'm really proud of it.
I love it.
It's basically how to read. How do you read cards? How do you make these make sense for you? Yeah. Right? How do you take care of yourself when you do readings? How do you take care of your cards and your clients? And how do you make sure that you're not being an asshole, or that you're not wearing yourself out, right? Because when I started doing cards, I had this Eden Gray book that was really dense and really heavy with history, and I didn't understand half of it because I was 14. So I just read. I didn't know you'd have to ground and center. I do 30 readings in a weekend. I didn't know you shouldn't drink while you were reading. Not drink a lot, right? I didn't know that maybe sometimes it's not appropriate to pull the cards out and to be really honest with somebody, because honesty can really hurt people if they're vulnerable, and you have to be really careful with what you do with your cards, right? So there are a lot of my massive fuck-ups in this book, right? Like sitting across from my friend and being like, oh my God, your boyfriend's cheating on you, and like delighting in the fact that I could read that in the cards, and ignoring the fact that I just broke her heart. Yeah. That was one of my worst moments as a reader, and I wrote about it so people would just don't do that. Be gentle, right? There are tons of my screw-ups in this book. I swear to God.
Well, I tell you, it's funny because you just put two pieces together for me. As I read the portion of your book that is your story and how you read and all the advice and everything. And I stopped right when we got to all the interpretations of the cards. So I'm ready to dive in deeper there. But it's funny, you just, like I said, put two pieces together. You're a storyteller. Yeah. And when I read your book, each chapter was this beautiful story, and within the story, you taught me lessons. And that's what I love. That's probably why I loved it so much, and it was such an easy read for me too. Easy, but there was a lot of meat to it. I mean, it was like pork that was very soft and tender. There's a lot of protein there. It wasn't a chewy steak. Does that sound good?
I'm your pork baby. Yeah, yay. I love it. I love it.
So if somebody wants this book and they're halfway around the world, what's the best way for them to find this amazing book?
They can get it on Amazon. They can get it from Llewellyn.com. They can also, if you want an autographed copy, because I scribble on them, like I scribbled on yours, I will doodle all over your book from my website, which is littlefoxtarot.com.
I'm trying to find. You put me as the King of Cups, I think.
Yeah.
You put me as the king, which is perfect. I don't even know if you knew I was a Pisces then.
I didn't, but it felt like you felt like the King of Cups. And I do that. I choose a card when I doodle in them of what I think the person, who I think the person is. Yeah. And it's been really fun so far. So I did one for my little friend who is 15, who I'm teaching, and she's the star, but she used to be the Page of Cups, and I put the star. And then we did a reading together, and the first card I laid down was a star. And I was like, sis, girl, look what I just laid down for you. And she got so excited, and it really made the cards come alive for her. Oh, so it was really fun. Mm-hmm.
Cool. So if in your book, if you could think of, and I know you probably got all the stories in your head, if you could think of one of the neatest stories, you just said you told some girl that her boyfriend was cheating on her. If you could think of one of the other neat stories, I'd love for you to just share, just a couple minutes of one of the stories that pops out, or I'll dig in and pick one.
Well, I have one that's not in the book. Can I do that?
Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely.
So I have this friend who always came to see me. Her mom came to see me for readings. And I gave a reading for her the first time when she was a teenager, and she was suicidal, and she was really worried about being gay. And I was like, hey, you know what? It's okay. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be lesbian. It's okay to be whatever you want. I'm here. I see you. And whatever you want to do with this is okay. Just talk to your mom because she's got your back. And luckily she did, right?
Cool.
So the next year she came back, and she's all butch, with her cute little girlfriend. I was so proud. I was so excited. And then the next year she came back, and her girlfriend was gone, and she was sad again. She was back in that dark place. And I was like, there's this card in the Shadowscapes deck where a man is kind of in a tree trunk, and you can only see part of him. Mm-hmm. And I was like, sweetheart, if you're a transgender, that's okay. If you're transgendered, it's okay. Talk to your mom. She's got your back. I see you. It's okay. And then the next year I didn't see her. And the next year I was getting kind of worried, right? And here comes this handsome young man walking up, and I'd given them the card, right? Take this with you. Take this with you. And he framed the card, and he brought it to me, and I didn't recognize him at first. And he goes, hey, Aunt Melissa, it's me. And I, of course, burst out crying, right?
Wow.
And he'd framed it.
Wow.
And so that's why I do readings right there, because you and I can see people.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's all that they need is someone to see them, right? Yeah. And to tell them it's okay. So I didn't put that in the book because I feel like it's bigger than an anecdote to teach a story. But whenever people say, like you did, what do you do? Who are you? I see people.
Yeah.
And I read people. Yeah. And then I tell their story back to them so they know who they are. That's what I do.
Beautiful. So beautifully said.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Cool. Well, thank you for sharing. Do what?
And I say fuck a lot. But, not always at the same time. So.
Yeah. So cool. So how can people find you if they want to get a reading, or maybe on your website you have your book as well? So what's the best way for them to find you?
If you look up Little Fox Tarot, you will find me, Little Fox. Mm-hmm. There are little foxes all over my world. So yeah, if you look up Little Fox or Kitchen Table Tarot, you'll find me.
So I have to tell you a story because I'm just realizing this. So my husband Fabian, when he first moved to this country, he spoke no English. He had a very thick accent. He still does, and he got a Pomeranian for a puppy, and the Pomeranian looks like a fox. Aww. And in Spanish, I believe the word is Zora. Which actually means like whore. So he didn't want to call his dog Zora because he didn't want to call her a little whore.
Right.
And so he named her Lobita, which is like little wolf. I guess Lobita, so little wolf. Because she was this little 8-pound dog. But he would be walking around holding her and everybody'd say, oh, your dog's so cute. And with his accent, oh, it's my little fox. My little fox. So he went around for probably a year or two, really overemphasizing the fox part of the fox.
Oh, dear. Oh.
So he had a little fox. And I'm sure people thought he was crazy. So, but anyway, Lobita. And we honor her memory. She hung around for 13 years with him.
That's great.
His first love. And now we have Tiffany, another Pomeranian.
Aww.
Here, so.
Yeah, I saw your puppies. They're beautiful.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, there's something special. And Pepper's somewhere around here. So, all right. So, what is up next for you? What can you share at this moment that you're allowed to share that's coming up next? Because I have a feeling we're going to have to do another one of these.
I know, right? We're going to have to do another one in a couple months. So, but for now, we have this wonderful bar in St. Louis called the Fortune Teller Bar. It's been around since the 60s, I believe, or early 70s. And there's actually a booth in the window for a fortune teller, right? Oh, it's the most fantastic thing. And you walk in and there's like altars everywhere and there's a stuffed fox, like a taxidermied fox, and a raccoon holding a beer can. It's still a bar, right? Yeah. But my friend Sarah Kate and her husband Matt own the place, and they're letting me use it to teach tarot classes. Wow. So I'm using Kitchen Table Tarot as our manual, and I'm teaching Tarot 101 in June and July. Only 10 seats each, and we were already 3 gone. We just announced it a couple days ago, and we're already 3 down for June, and I haven't opened July's yet, but it's going to be so much fun because I love teaching, and they have this wonderful venue in which to do it. So that's coming up, and so then
there might be drinking while you're
not near my cards. There won't be, but if people want to have a drink, that's up to them. But not near my cards because I lost a deck to a glass of wine one time. Oh my God, You've never seen rage. Because you know I'm a Sagittarius, so you know we don't get mad really easily. Yeah. But I had to close my eyes and like take a minute before I did something stupid and went to jail. Yeah. Because I had just said, I need you to take your wine glass off of my table. And then she goes, oh, it's fine. And she knocked it over and spilled it on my cards. And I was like, oh, sweet baby Jesus, all angels, please help me to not go to jail tonight. I really need you to hook me up right now because I'm going to jail.
Oh my gosh.
So that's happening, and then I'm going to be doing a book signing at the Llewellyn table at the American Library Association conference in Chicago, which I'm very excited about because Bill Nye is also going to be there. So I'm bringing my little girl Monkey, not her real name, but she's 13.
Bill Nye the science guy?
Bill Nye the science guy. And she's his biggest fan, so we're going to get to hang out. Yeah, so that's going to be totally awesome. And then what else do I have? Oh, I'm going to be hopefully doing a book signing in Chicago, one in Dallas, and one in Los Angeles this summer and fall.
And they can see all that on your website, Little Fox?
You can see it on my website. I'm on Facebook and Instagram and also Twitter. So
Perfect. Wonderful. Well, this has been an absolute pleasure. I thank you for joining us, all of us, whoever's watching that. So you guys, if you like this interview, there's probably about 15 other ones that you can check out as well on my YouTube channel. And Melissa, thank you so much. Until next time.
Thank you so much for having me. I love you.
Love you too. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.